We had noticed a bug earlier with the IDs that whenever we can add in new values, but we sometimes, depending on which ones we've deleted, we get the same ID. So that's not really good, and it wouldn't really happen within a database. But in this case, because we're using this object, we have really no way to get unique IDs. So when we're depositing them into our database, this is the place to do that. And over here, what we're doing is we're just grabbing an ID, so we're counting the length. So maybe that's not the best way to do that. A math function, so let's do math floor, and using the date object in JavaScript, we'll do date now. So that should actually give us a unique value. So let's refresh. Test, and there we go. So we're getting massive IDs, really long ones, but at least we know that they're always going to be unique. So now if I remove one, doesn't matter if I add in new ones, they're going to always have unique IDs. And I know it's not in line with what we have over here, so we could do a few things. We could update them within our default file, so they look more like they're in line with what we were doing. And these are just random numbers. So let's refresh again. So there's our values with the ID. And we can still see those ID values, so they're still coming in properly. We see we've got all of that data that's being output there. And we can also create new ones. And click that, and we can go over and we can see the new ones that are created. We can also clean this up a little bit as well. We can get rid of some of these console messages because we don't need them anymore. So this was just for building. And there's also a number of other ways that we can clean out the routes and the functions, but that's beyond the scope to build this REST API. So you're welcome to clean up the code, and if you're using a database, you can definitely get rid of this data, update the routes to work within your database. So we've got all of the functionality here. And then on the front end, you're welcome to restyle this and make it a lot neater. And obviously, you wouldn't be showing the password, and more than likely, you wouldn't be showing the IDs either. So there's a number of different options here that you can do in order to refactor the code and make it look a whole lot better and nicer. But we've got all of the functionality built in and ready to go. So go ahead and try it out for yourself, make some updates and tweaks, play around with it, get comfortable with the JavaScript and what it's doing within the page.